And he probably wasn't guessing his way through. He probably just did the assignment. So, everybody, real quick, if you're working, work. But if you're not, be quiet. So I did open up the 2 assignments that we've been doing the last 2 days for everybody. So if you haven't had a chance to finish light as a wave or light as a particle, please go ahead and get going on those. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be around in just a second. If you're an online student, if you have questions, please email me or send me a screenshot of your problem so I can help you with your particular numbers. But those are going to be open to the end of the day. For those of you that have finished both assignments already, or if you finished pretty early today, go ahead and get started on the quiz. I wanted to go ahead and open this up for those of y'all that get done so you don't have to wait a whole weekend and then take the quiz afterwards. Just real quick to show everybody, and everybody look and listen to this real quick because this is going to be a big part, and I'm going to start to talk about this a lot as we move forward. It kind of slipped my mind the other day, and so I wasn't really doing it as I was helping y'all. One of the big things that's going to be useful moving forward, and that I'm going to start to ask you every time that you ask me for help on a problem, is 2 questions. What do they give you, and what do they want from you? That's very important, especially right now, because you can already see for the light as a wave, we have 2 different equations. For light as a particle, we have 3 different equations. So just over the last 2 days, we've introduced 5 different equations for you to be able to use. And so it's important for you to be able to figure out which equation do I need to use for this problem. And so that is the question. What do they give me? What do they want from me? If they want frequency and they give me wavelength, I use this equation. If they want wavelength and they give me frequency, I use this equation. So you got to know what's on by itself on the side of the equal sign, and what's part of the equation and what have they given me. Speed of light, they always give that to me. It always stays the same. Over here in light as a particle, if they're asking for energy, which they do most of the time, if they're asking for energy, it's one of these 2 equations. They're asking me for energy in my answer. I'm looking for the equation that has E by itself. There's 2 different ones. If they're asking for energy and they give me frequency, it's the one that's circled in red. If they're asking for energy and they give me wavelength, it's the one that's down below here. And so I have everything that I need to answer those equations. Now, if they give me energy and they're asking for frequency back, I have to rearrange this one into this equation. So frequency is equal to energy over Planck's constant. So yeah, this is a little complicated. And sometimes it's even a little bit more than a little complicated. It gets pretty complicated. But this is doable if you ask yourself that question. What are they asking for me? What do they give me? Yeah? They gave you energy and they're asking for wavelength. So that is actually going to be this one, but you have to rearrange it. Did they give you one? I haven't seen one of those yet. Is that on the quiz?
This makes no sense.
Oh, on the quiz, right. So how are you going to rearrange that? So just real quick, we can do that on the board so everybody can see it. If they give you energy and they're asking for wavelength, you're going to use this equation, but you need to rearrange some things. So if I want to move this wavelength to the other side, if I'm dividing by it, what do I need to do? You need to multiply by it. So I'm going to multiply by it on the other side. I'm going to do my wavelength over here. And just for illustration, I'll do a wavelength over here and multiply by it. Now, wavelength over wavelength is going to cancel out, right? So that's going to go away. So now I have this equation. I basically moved my wavelength over to the other side. But I need to get wavelength by itself and move my energy back. So if I'm multiplying here, what am I going to do? Divide. So I divide my energy back over here. So basically, it's this equation, but the energy and the wavelength switch places, right? And so if you do that, what you're going to have when your energy disappears over here is this equation. You multiply these 2 together, your speed of light and your Planck's constant, and you divide by the energy that they give you, and that should give you your wavelength. So let me actually write that over here, just so everybody has it. Nice. All right. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know. Online people, if you have any questions, send me a screenshot of your question. And as soon as I get a chance, I will send you an email back, hopefully with some good instructions on how to do that. So thank you, and everybody have a nice day and have a nice weekend.